everybody, and welcome back to the Chan. In today's video, we are taking a look at probably the best dinosaur action figures out there currently on the market. If you're a dinosaur nerd, if you're part of the dinosaur community, then you probably already know about this awesome line of action figures by David Silva, who is the owner of Creative Beast Studio. David Silva was a designer and sculptor for McFarlane Toys. He worked at Hasbro and is now at NECA as a sculptor. David decided to start his own line of dinosaur figures, the Beasts of the Mesozoic, the era that included the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous period. It's a line of scientifically accurate dinosaur action figures, like having raptors with feathers. And these figures also have super detailed sculpts, awesome paint jobs, and offer tons of articulation. So the first series kicked off on Kickstarter in 2016, and that was the Raptor series. And this latest series, the second series, is the Ceratopsian Series. And sneaky peeky, there's a whole lot of Tyrannosaurus coming out in Series 3 in the future. So today we are taking a look at two figures from Wave 1 of this Ceratopsian series, which just started shipping out recently. And of course, in the description of this video, I will leave links down below to Creative Beast Studio if you want to take a little look-see at a few more dinosaurs coming out of the Ceratopsian line. So first up, we have Styracosaurus, or I like to call it Styracosaurus because I love that Y there, but apparently everyone calls it Styracosaurus, so I'll probably interchange between Styracosaurus and Styracosaurus. Styracosaurus meaning spiked lizard in Greek, and the first fossil remains were actually collected in Alberta, Canada. This is personally my favorite figure out of Wave 1. Not only do I think, Styracosaurus is wicked awesome, but I love the paint scheme on this one. It really reminded me of Battle Cat from He-Man. I think it looks absolutely awesome. But the paint scheme is actually inspired by the common green forest lizard. So it looks like we have the same base packaging on these figures. The only thing that is different between the two is that it does have a figure-specific sleeve on it. So the sleeve has actually on the top a little bit of information on it, the name, and also the number in the series. So in this wave, I actually have figure number 1 right here, a Zuniceratops, and I actually do have figure 2 as well, which is the Styracosaurus. On the back of the sleeve, we have a little preview of the collectible card inside, this little art card with some stats on the back. So it says Styracosaurus, length up to 5.5 meters or 18 feet long. Location of the dinosaur was Alberta, Canada. Time period, late Cretaceous, 75 million years ago. And it looks like we also have a little checklist on the back here. I love checklists. And this is for all the figures available in Wave 1. Let us open this box up. So if you want to, you can kind of, put this on your shelf and you can display your Styracosaurus in its kind of natural habitat. So we have this really lovely art card with, again, some facts and stats that we had like on the back of our sleeve. And it looks like we also have a set of instructions showing us how to put the tail on safely. You can dip the tail end into some hot water for a little bit, or you can heat it up with a hair dryer. Look at this guy, and I'm telling you, he heavy. He's not super heavy, but like, he's heavy. So this is our 1/18th scale Styracosaurus, and this guy is exactly 12 inches long and about 6 inches high. The colors on this look so incredible. It was kind of hard to get the full sense of color in the box, but it really does look like art. And I can't believe how many points of articulation it has. I think there's like 20 altogether on here that it said on the package. So let's take a look at that head first. This looks like a mosaic of tiles. Like, look at all the texturing and individual scales. And there's just so much detail on here to take in. The beak and horns have such a realistic paint job. They're not all clean and pristine, They have some dirt, some scuffs and wear to them, and it kind of goes black to the very tips here. And of course we have that frill pattern. I love those pops of blue, yellow, and green. And it almost reminds me of like folk art, like a sweater you would find in Peru or Mexico at a gift shop. It's just so incredibly colorful, and I really, really like it. The jaw is articulated, and we actually do have a little tongue action in there. It's kind of hard to see the tongue. It might have been nice if the tongue was just a little longer so you could see it better. And let me see if I can show you an inside shot of the mouth, because there's actually some details in there. It's not just empty space. There's teeth on the top, teeth on the bottom, and it looks like we even have a little bit of gloss on the inside of the mouth to give it a little bit of that wet look. And the eye region kind of reminds me of like Lady Gaga for some reason, like the eyeshadow that she wears. But it really does look good, and that eye really does kind of pop among the black there. And it does have some gloss to it to give it, you know, a bit of a lifelike look. Let's take a look at that body. You can really see the inspiration from the common green forest lizard. And I just love how the color schemes are based on, you know, actual real animals. And the colors are so vibrant and colorful. Some people are gonna love those vibrant colors, but I know there's gonna be some people out there that maybe like a more dull or realistic look. But there are so many colors in here. There's like gradients and stripes, and they're all mixed in, and it's like a color party over here, you know, and you're all invited. We have this base color of, you know, green, dark green. On top, we have some reds. It looks like maybe some browns and oranges. And then of course we have that striking stripe pattern. We get to the tip of the tail, and it gets red at the very end with some black stripes. And then there's also like some orangey yellow stripes as well on that tail section. And really great skin folds down here, you know, around the tops of the arms and on the underside of the belly. Just really gives the figure some movement. And looking down below, we have some reddish brown feeties with some, looks like yellowy toenails. It's gonna do some Ceratopsian yoga for us, but be careful, because I'm sure you can probably rub some paint off of it if you rub him a little too hard. That's what she said. And so of course we have that jaw articulation. We got the neck. We actually have 2 places on the neck. We have that torso point that can twist. It can go side to side a bit, as well as up and down slightly. Not really up and down. It's more so like kind of twisty action. We have shoulder articulation, elbow and wrist articulation in the front limbs, with the forearms being able to go 360 as well as the wrist 360. And in the back limbs, we have hip, knee, and 2 points here at the bottom again that can both turn 360 as well. And lastly, that tail in the back that can do whatever you want to do. It can go 360, it can go up, down, side to side, whatever you want. He can do it for you. So, you know, with so much articulation, this guy would be absolutely awesome to do, you know, some stop motion, some toy photography, or just to have some, you know, cool poses, like on your shelf. Look how cute this is. It's sitting in my hands. This is definitely a super, super wicked figure, and I'm really, really impressed. But like everything I review on here, I do like to give some critiques or improvements that I kind of see personally. The articulation in the torso is not the greatest going up and down. It's more so like swivel action. And so if you're gonna have that, you know, huge articulation point here that a lot of people might not like, you know, this giant segmented piece here, they maybe want it all smooth. If you're gonna have that, I think I would have liked to see more articulation in the up and down action. And another thing that I would have liked is to have a little more tongue action on this guy. I would have liked to have, you know, his mouth open and be able to have that tongue sticking out to look like he's vocalizing. So yeah, a little more tongue wouldn't hurt. And finally, let's take a look at the 1/18th scale Zuniceratops. And this is our backdrop that it comes with. It looks like this kind of West Coast forest. Living nearly 10 million years earlier than most ceratopsians, Zuniceratops is much smaller and more primitive than its descendants. The color inspiration for this guy was a blue-tailed skink. Again, beautiful detail and coloring on the head region. I love those pops of orange and blue. That orange eye really pops out of that black and blue on the head region. Our horns have some wear and tear on them again. They look kind of dirty, like they've seen things, you know. And one thing I maybe would have liked to see is if the beak was the same color as the horns, or vice versa. You know, just if they were the same color. I kind of like it when the horns and the beak are the same color. We do have a tongue on the inside again. It is sculpted into the bottom of the mouth. There are teeth on the bottom, teeth on the top, with flesh flaps on either side of the jaw. And again, would have liked to see just a little more tongue. Got 2 points of articulation in that neck area again, one at the base of the head and one at the bottom here. The front limbs are exactly like the other figure. The shoulder area can go kind of outwards, side to side, as well as swivel all the way around. 360 on the elbow, 360 on the wrist. On the back limbs, we have forward and backward motion on the hip. On the knee area, we have back and forth as well as, oh, and we also have 360 as well. And just like the bottoms, probably 360 again. Wow, yeah, 360 and 360. And of course, we have that tail that can do anything you want. Now I can't really go up and down too much again with this. It's more so like swivelage, you know, this way. Again, love the color scheme on this guy. And like the blue-tailed skink, we have that stripe pattern going all the way down the back. And on the very tip, we kind of have this blue kind of gradient tail. And there's blues, there's browns, there's whites and creams. and just really, really nice coloring again. Back feet are brown with kind of lighter toenails, and the front feet are a kind of a whiter color with dark toenails. So all in all, really, really impressive figures. I absolutely love the paint schemes on these. I think the detail is amazing, and I love all that articulation. But like I said, kind of my two qualms with this is I wish that there was a little bit more articulation when it came to the torso segment here. I wish you can kind of, you know, go this way more. And also I would have liked to see a little bit more tongue action on these guys as well. So in the comments down below, I'd love to know what you all think of this Beasts of the Mesozoic figure line, you know, this higher end of dinosaur action figures line. Have you ordered any already? Do you have some of the Raptors, you know, that came out in series 1? And out of all the figures that you've seen today, like the pictures and these guys, you know, what one is your favorite looking figure so far? I absolutely love the look of them sitting down, so I'm gonna make them sitting down like cute little puppy dogs on my shelf. They're so cute. I love my boys. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come out with new videos every week. Come check me out on social media and help support the channel on Patreon. So thank you all so much for watching, and stay legendary.